1. Does exercise really improve mental health? The surprising role of context. 2. Unlocking better mental health in kids, the power of exercise. 3. Rewire your brain through movement, unlock mental clarity and resilience. 1. Does exercise really improve mental health? The surprising role of context. Does exercise truly enhance mental health, or is it more complicated than that? The answer might surprise you, as a recent study from the University of Georgia reveals that the setting, motivation, and social environment of your workout can be just as important as the exercise itself. Traditionally, research on physical activity has centered around the duration and intensity of exercise, often measured in calories burned or minutes spent moving. However, Patrick O'Connor, a professor in the Mary Frances Early College of Education's Department of Kinesiology and co-author of the study, points out a significant oversight. Researchers have long focused on the dose of exercise, how much you do, but they've largely ignored the context in which that exercise takes place, he explains. This context includes who you're exercising with, whether it's part of a fun activity or a chore, and the environment in which you're moving. For example, consider a soccer player scoring a winning goal versus running the same distance during a stressful practice session. The same physical exertion yields vastly different mental health outcomes. Multiple studies have shown that engaging in regular leisure time activities like running, yoga, or cycling can significantly reduce symptoms of depression and anxiety. However, the benefits are not universal. Factors such as social interaction, personal enjoyment, and the setting can greatly influence how exercise impacts mental health. The research team analyzed various types of studies, including large-scale population surveys, controlled experiments, and smaller studies focusing on the role of context. While many randomized controlled trials demonstrated that regular exercise can improve mental health, especially for those with pre-existing conditions, these studies often involved small, homogeneous groups. This limits the applicability of the findings to broader, more diverse populations. O'Connor emphasizes that the mental health benefits of exercise are nuanced. The average effects on mental health are modest across most studies, and that's partly because many participants weren't dealing with significant mental health issues to begin with, he says. We need more extensive and long-term studies to fully understand how exercise impacts mental health in a wide range of people. But here's where it gets controversial. The context in which you exercise might be more important than the exercise itself. Whether you're working out in a supportive gym environment or feeling pressured at a competitive sports event can make a huge difference in your mental state. The implications are clear. If we want to leverage exercise for mental health benefits, we need to consider more than just the physical aspect. The social dynamics, the setting, and the overall experience are crucial. As O'Connor puts it, it's not just the movement, it's the meaning and the context that truly matter. So, the next time you hit the gym or go for a run, think about the environment and your mindset. How might changing these factors improve your mental well-being? And this is the part most people miss. The psychological and social aspects of exercise are often overlooked in favor of focusing solely on physical performance. What do you think? Should mental health professionals pay more attention to the context of exercise in their recommendations? Share your thoughts in the comments. 2. Unlocking better mental health in kids, the power of exercise. Here's a revelation that might change how you think about kids' mental health. Physical activity could be a game changer. A groundbreaking study reveals that regular exercise can significantly boost mental well-being in young people. Over 3/4 of children and teens face challenges with depression or anxiety, prompting parents to seek effective support strategies. New research from the University of South Australia suggests that structured movement routines might offer a powerful, accessible solution. But here's where it gets interesting. This isn't just about burning calories, it's about rewiring mental resilience. The study, hailed as the most comprehensive meta-analysis to date, analyzed 375 clinical trials involving over 38,000 participants. Researchers discovered that when kids engaged in organized exercise programs, their symptoms of anxiety and depression showed marked improvement. However, the type of exercise matters. For instance, low-intensity activities like yoga, walking, or gentle resistance training, think light weights or circuit routines, were most effective for anxiety. Meanwhile, depression symptoms saw the biggest gains from moderate-intensity workouts blending aerobic and strength components, such as interval training or mixed activity circuits. And this is the part most people miss: the duration of the program plays a critical role. The study found that shorter, structured interventions under 12 weeks yielded the strongest results for depression, suggesting that even brief, consistent efforts can create meaningful change. Surprisingly, the frequency of sessions per week didn't significantly impact outcomes, which raises an intriguing question: is it the consistency of movement, rather than the grind of daily workouts, that truly matters? What's more, children with depression or ADHD experience the greatest benefits, challenging the assumption that all kids respond the same way to physical activity. This finding sparks debate: could tailored exercise plans be more effective than one-size-fits-all approaches? Lead researcher Dr. Ben Singh emphasizes that exercise offers a non-invasive, low-cost alternative to traditional treatments. Depression and anxiety are among the most common mental health issues affecting youth globally, he explains. While therapies like cognitive behavior therapy and medications are standard, 40 to 60% of children don't access these or don't see enough improvement. So, we need options. Singh highlights that exercise isn't just about fitness, it's a strategy that's universally available, requiring nothing more than a willingness to move. But here's a controversial twist: some experts argue that the study's focus on structured programs might overlook the benefits of unstructured play. After all, running through a park or playing tag isn't always labeled as exercise, yet it can be equally impactful. What do you think? Does the label matter, or is the act itself the key? Senior researcher Professor Carol Marr adds that exercise should be embedded in mental health care for children and teens, whether at school, in communities, or clinical settings. Short, structured programs that include strength training or a mix of activities are promising, she says, but even brief, casual movement can make a difference. She reassures parents that expensive gym memberships aren't necessary. Simple activities like playing catch, dancing, or sports can be just as effective as high-tech workouts. The takeaway? The research underscores that exercise isn't just a lifestyle choice, it's a viable, immediate intervention for mental health struggles in kids. But does this mean we should prioritize movement over medication? Or is it about finding balance? The conversation is open. What's your perspective? Share your thoughts below. 3. Rewire your brain through movement, unlock mental clarity and resilience. Ever wondered why a brisk walk can clear your mind or why yoga helps you feel more centered? The truth is, your brain is far more malleable than you think, and movement is the key to unlocking its full potential. By integrating physical activity into your daily life, you're not just shaping your body, you're rewiring your brain to think sharper, feel calmer, and adapt more effectively to life's challenges. But here's where it gets interesting: science shows that the way you move matters as much as how often you do it. Let's dive into how different forms of exercise can transform your mental and emotional well-being, and why some methods might surprise you. Think of your brain as a muscle that thrives on stimulation. When you move, whether it's a dance class or a weightlifting session, your body produces proteins that fuel new neural connections. These are the building blocks of learning, memory, and emotional regulation. Melissa Lane, an integrative nutrition expert, explains, movement isn't just about physical fitness, it's a brain booster. It sparks the creation of proteins that help your brain stay flexible and resilient, no matter your age. But here's a twist: the same activity that energizes your body can also quiet your mind. Ever noticed how a run or a swim leaves you feeling lighter? That's your brain resetting, shedding old thought patterns and embracing fresh perspectives. Glamour: what types of movement are most effective for boosting mood and reducing stress? Melissa Lane: while activities like walking, running, or dancing are great for releasing feel-good chemicals like endorphins, the real secret lies in consistency. If hiking in nature feels joyful, that's your winner. If group classes energize you, lean into that. The key is to choose movement that feels like a celebration, not a chore. After all, when you enjoy what you're doing, your brain rewards you with a double dose of motivation and mental clarity. Glamour: how can running or cycling enhance memory and cognitive function? Melissa: aerobic exercises act like a turbocharger for your brain. By increasing blood flow to the frontal lobe, the area responsible for decision-making and focus, they sharpen your ability to think clearly. But here's the kicker: the rhythmic, repetitive nature of running or cycling engages both sides of your brain, creating a whole brain effect. That's why so many people report sudden insights during a run. It's your brain's way of saying, let me reorganize this for you. Glamour: what impact does strength training have on mental clarity and focus? Melissa: strength training isn't just for building biceps. It's a mental workout too. When you lift weights, you're training your brain to stay present, much like meditation. Over time, this practice stabilizes blood sugar and stress hormones, which are major players in mental fog. Even 20 minutes of strength training twice a week can leave you feeling more focused and resilient, physically and mentally. Glamour: can mindful movement exercises improve emotional resilience and mental well-being? Melissa: practices like yoga or Tai Chi are like a reset button for your nervous system. By pairing breath with movement, you activate the vagus nerve, which calms your body's stress response. This creates a pause between stimulus and reaction, giving you space to choose how you respond to challenges. But here's a question to ponder: do you think mindfulness is only for spiritual people, or is it a universal tool for anyone seeking balance? Glamour: how do high-intensity workouts, HIIT, influence brain chemistry and stress levels? Melissa: HIIT might sound intense, but it's a masterclass in stress management. While it temporarily raises stress hormones, it then triggers a powerful drop, like a reset for your body. This cycle trains your system to bounce back faster from stress. Plus, the endorphin rush can melt away mental fog. But is HIIT the best option for everyone, or does it depend on your lifestyle and goals? Glamour: what role does breathwork and movement synchronization play in improving mental clarity? Melissa: breathing in rhythm with your movements is like a mini meditation. It activates the parasympathetic nervous system, reducing anxiety and boosting focus. Try this: inhale for 4 steps while walking, exhale for 4. It's a simple habit that can transform your day-to-day mental clarity. But here's a thought: could this practice be the missing link between physical activity and mental wellness for many? Glamour: how does regular exercise have an impact on feel-good brain chemicals? Melissa: exercise is a natural mood enhancer. It boosts serotonin, the happiness chemical, and dopamine, the motivation chemical, making you more attuned to life's small joys. Over time, this can reduce cravings for unhealthy habits. But let's be real: is it easier to stick to movement when you're already feeling good, or does the act of moving itself create that positive feedback loop? Glamour: do certain exercises help prevent cognitive decline and support brain health long-term? Melissa: research shows that activities combining physical and mental challenges, like dancing, are incredibly protective for the brain. Why? Because they force your brain to multitask, keeping it sharp. But here's a controversial angle: could the social aspect of dancing be just as vital as the physical act itself? What's your take on this? The bottom line? Your brain is waiting for you to move. Whether it's a sprint, a stretch, or a stroll, every step you take is a step toward a healthier, more resilient mind. So, what's one movement you'll try today to unlock your brain's full potential? Share your thoughts below. Let's keep the conversation going.